Hey everyone, I'm Cor,
I'm Leah.
and welcome to the second episode, you could say, of Cooking Off Grid. That's a fire in a braai I built myself, and it's not finished yet, so please bear with me. I know you don't think it's pretty enough yet. I'll get to it soon. Anyway, so in the pot we've got corn on the cob, freshly picked from our garden. Also, the pot is a
Cast iron.
cast iron Dutch oven. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So the cast iron Dutch oven has been filled with water, and the corn mealies has been put inside, broken in half, put inside, and then just let it go until they're soft. So that's the easy part. Now comes the tasty part. Alright, so now we have 2 pieces of rump steak.
3 pieces.
3 pieces.
Fine.
2 pieces. Wait. 3 pieces of rump steak that we currently need to start getting ready for the fire, because it's a braai, not a barbecue. It's a braai. B-R-A-A-I. I'll put that here so you can see proper braai. Barbecue is Vienna's, no. Proper meat, proper flames, no charcoal, wood only. Lesson number 1. Now, before I start putting apple cider vinegar, black pepper that's in a
Salt.
salt that's in the black pepper container, all right, and then actual black pepper. That's the only things I'm going to use for this meat, because I know meat, it needs to be good. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be poking a couple of holes through the exterior of the meat so that I can actually have some of the flavor penetrate to the inside. Also, the apple cider vinegar actually breaks up some of the fibers and everything, makes it more juicy and softer and better, and yes, meat's good. Alright, so also keep in mind you do want to stab pieces of fat as well to get the hard fat coming out and the crispy fat staying behind. So that is something you need to look out for. I'm giving away all my braai secrets here, but I know when people come over I usually do the meat anyway, so yeah. Now, first of all, I washed my hands. That has been done. Some apple cider vinegar, just drizzle on top. There's a few splashes, and rub it in until you see the knife marks kind of go away. Then you know it's being sucked into the meat. See, knife marks are almost non-visible anymore. There they are though, but they kind of hide. Alright, now salt. Not too much salt, please. The meat has flavor on its own. Meat, salt, a little bit. So just get some salt going. You can put more salt on the fat, make it more crispy, because my wife loves her crispy fat. That's why I do it. Also, just make sure the salt stays in place before you just have salt falling off and not sticking to the meat, therefore not having any influence on the taste. Alrighty, next, black pepper. These are small kernels, so they're just dust basically. Once again, not too much, just keep it light, keep it simple, stupid. Yes. Anyway, there we go. So now I'll just squeeze that in as well, and then you can go to the turn, switch this around, and do the other side exactly the same. I won't bore you with that, so I'll just cut to the part where I clean the grill. Alright, let's look at this quickly before I put on the grill. That is some good corn. Freshly husked, it works. Right. So that's been checked. Now You need the grill on hot flames, always hot flames. Then you grab one of these. This is a custom built grill cleaner. This is a wire brush you can buy from any DIY store, and this is a piece of wood that you can find in most trees. Probably, unless you have trees that don't have wood in them. Never touch your grill with soap and water and squeegees and all that kind of nasties. Just like a cast iron pot, it needs to be seasoned. Everything you put on here leaves behind a seasoning, a flavor. It just helps. Therefore, make sure it's hot. Clean it off with a wire brush. Just get all the pieces of things off there, but the juices and everything else will burn away and the flavors will stay. Therefore, wire brush only. Alright, that is a pretty fire. We call this a bushveld TV. Unless it's an international thing, then forget I said that. But here we call that a bushveld TV because why watch TV when you can look at this? The general rule of thumb is, I'm going to try that again. The general rule of thumb is, here we go. If you can keep your hand over the flames for about 3 to 4 seconds, then it's nice and hot and you have to keep a constant eye on it, but it's good. 5 seconds, I find it doesn't caramelize the things in the meat. There's a smart word for that, but I don't remember that now. But this temperature, 3 to 4 seconds, that's perfect. A little life hack for you. If you enjoy cooking outside meat, get a cloth, put some apple cider vinegar over it, not too much, just for the smell, and then the flies will stay away. That's a little life hack for you. Now, when you have meat, make sure, well, I say make sure, my personal opinion is you get the meat on the grill as quickly as possible, and then you turn it again so that it sears one side properly and the other side is left to just start cooking. So I've been down there for about 5 seconds. So to start the same way I put them on, and that should be sealed up properly, very nicely. And then from this point on, just keep an eye out for big flames that might burn your meat before it's cooked properly. Alright, so now it's been about 4 or 5 minutes. You can see all this little delicious browning crispiness. These flames aren't bad. People always yank the meat off. It's burning! No, it's not. One thing you need to look out for is this. That's a clear sign of meat drying up. Therefore, this one is done. This one doesn't have that much fat on it, but it's already browning. Therefore, we know that one's done. Brilliant. And then lastly, this one is perfect. Still juicy, not dry. And now, one thing you need to keep in mind. Always remember this little piece of information. If you have a high quality piece of meat, full of marbling, brilliant, good cut, high grade, then feel free to eat it directly off the flames brilliantly. However, with a lower class of meat, you want it to rest. Give it that 2 or 3 minutes just to rest, not completely cool down, just rest and reabsorb all the juices that is busy losing directly off the flames. Try it and you'll thank me for it. I moved my cast iron pot up from the grill, out from under the grill and onto the grill, so that it can have more heat at the bottom, but also I want to get some color on the scorn. look at the nice little bubbling going action going on there. Now you check how soft they are. Grabbing the same towel I use for the meat. This is real soft. Now, get a couple on there. Don't kill your fire like I'm busy doing. And just get them a little more toasty than they are. Ooh. That's some smoke and steam combined there. We've got a restaurant chain, or a fast food chain in South Africa called Steers, and they have a slogan that says, "Flame grilled, it just tastes better." And I tend to agree with them, because flame grilled makes everything taste better. Probably even chocolate. Haven't tried it. Move the lid. Thank you, my love.
Okay, my love.
I am being assaulted by smoke. One that I missed. Oh, a little traffic cone. This one will be good. Needs a little more love on that side. That one too. This is hot. And that is how you braai corn. Braai corn. Gooi mielies. Alright, so now the big reveal. And one thing you need to see that proves my point is this was all very juicy at the start. My mouth's watering, sorry. Now, still juicy. Cooked through and juicy. See? It pulls back all the juices, and that's going to be brilliant. So from us here at the Cobb House Homestead, I'm going to say goodbye and dig in. See you next time. Have a good one. Cheers.